Uh, that was a minute and 45 of not actually talking because the mic wasn't connected. What yeah. So in summary, to summarize a minute and 45's worth of me blabbering, um, this is after half a bottle of vodka, and I decided I didn't really want to talk today, but then I decided I wanted to talk anyway, so here we are. Actually, one second. Okay, now we can start. Okay, 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in. We're okay. We're okay. So what was I saying? I was extremely not extremely, just very happily intoxicated. Not let's not use the word intoxicated. Happily amused by life, and decided I wanted to check out the ray trace version of Minecraft since I haven't yet. And so I downloaded, what was this one, Bedrock Edition, and then some of the tech demos that NVIDIA, oh look at the shading on the clouds, some of the tech demos that NVIDIA had released for Minecraft 10 Bedrock Edition, and lo and behold, 20 minutes later, here I am building my own supervillain lair. No, let's not call it a supervillain lair. Let's call it a tech founder's country home in the mountains. Overlooking a nicely dystopian cyberpunk city. So, but for reference, yes, this is all of that. What is that called? That one city that NVIDIA made neon lights or some crap like that. Anyway, so the point being, I hope, yeah, my voice is good. We're good. We're good. The point being that today we're actually going to talk about architecture, because it's not something that I've brought up yet, but I absolutely love architecture. And so we're gonna just, do some building, because why not? And also we're gonna do some building, but oh, look at that obsidian, that looks pretty. We're gonna do some building, but we're also not ever going to do any amount of what is that called? Survival mode, because no. But back to this. Yeah, so I truly very much enjoy architecture, and it's one of those things that I could have seen myself done if my life had panned out slightly differently than how it did. Of course, now it's, I mean, we can say it's never too late, blah blah blah, but it is too late. We'll just assume it's too late. Mostly because partially just I don't want to make the effort. So yeah, so we're going to have to live out our dreams of architecture in Minecraft. And look at that, look at the ray tracing, that's amazing. Also, I am running this on a 2080 Ti, which I had gotten a while back, so it's not like I'm dramatically behind in tech. This is good. This is good. I like that particular bounce, where the light of the mountain bounces back on the glass, it's a little bit of a shame that I don't think we're seeing internal reflection inside the glass itself, which makes it slightly unrealistic since, you know, this glass has borders. And so those borders should affect the bounds of the light in such a way that we should see some nice interplay and some glittering. And you know, we see glittering over there where they're using glass pane, so I'm not quite sure how they achieved that, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I look at the timing and it says 7 minutes, but really it's probably like 5 minutes. Anyway, so our supervillain, not supervillain, our tech execs country retreat. It's built in the nice mountains, you know. And oh right, I wanted to talk about the architecture. That's the main goal here. The architecture itself, what we're going to build today is a nice little cantilevered piece. It might be too wide, so we're just gonna have to tear all of this down, but no rush. A nice little cantilevered piece, and so obviously this is not something that we could ever do in the past. It's more just in modern society where we have the money and we have the people who have the money and who want it that tend to get stuff like this, and that's fine. That's fine. Oh, is that internal reflection? Oh my gosh, it is. But it doesn't. I mean, that is nice. I just wish when we reflected the mountain here that we could see that particular internal reflection also be, I guess, for lack of a better word, reflected. So like these pillars and the verticalities. But that is nice. I like that. And also that's obviously not right, because that junction between these two glass pieces, obviously it looks like there's a border on the outside, but there's none on the inside. So that's 0 out of 10. No. Jokes aside, what was I talking about? It doesn't sometimes I feel like sometimes I'm more coherent and less so when I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. Enjoying the pleasures of life. I don't know how I framed it earlier. It's all good. The point being that we are doing this for fun, and fun we shall have. Oh yes, cantilever design. We never used to be able to do this because obviously we didn't have the money or the technology to do this, but now we do. Both the tech exec who has the money and the pre-stressed concrete and reinforced concrete that allows us to have these nifty little things, well, not just reinforced, but also, like, obviously stone doesn't do well under tension, so if this entire thing were just concrete, it would just break literally right here and fall down and I guess bury some poor people down there. But with how modern our lives are, and the fact that we can actually consider this piece of stone a slab, a cantilever, because of all sorts of very interesting and very boring techniques that are applied inside, where we have essentially steel cables laid out inside the concrete, and then we pre-treat the concrete with other chemicals, and that, oh look, it's raining. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I don't have glass. What is that? I don't have glass to look at the rain, the way the rain reflects. We'll go back to that in a moment. Oh, isn't that cute? A little glowy block and some meadow for whatever reason. All good. Fastest way to get back is to fall. And there we are. Okay. Anyway, so we are building a mountain retreat for a tech exec, and definitely not for a super villain. So we shall make this nice and comfy, right? Because after a busy day of fucking your secretary and I should not let my personal grievances get into this. After a busy day of working for the good of humanity, even a busy tech exec deserves, a little bit of rest and respite. And so, how you may ask, how does our enterprising tech executive actually get up here? Good question. We talked about the cantilever before, and obviously that is hard, right? Like even just looking at it, there's no way this can balance without dramatic support structures down here. Even if it were, if we could treat this as one piece, and so, I mean, I could do a structural thing. Yeah, actually, let's do a structural thing. So essentially, what we could do is, or what we would do in normal life, is we would drill huge concrete pillars down into the depth of the earth, truly the depth of the earth in this case, because it needs to support so much weight that goes on top of here. I forgot where. Okay. We're good. We would put huge concrete pillars into the depth of the earth, and those would. Ooh, hello? Yeah, there we go. And those would be tied to. So it will be a more welding and steel rebar and all of these. Those would essentially link to this entire cantilever, and so it could be treated as a single block. What is that? No matter. So it can be treated as a single block, and then that makes it easy. And then the cantilever is stable, but even then, obviously, we don't want to put too much stress on that, on the far end. Then that's jutting out into the middle of nowhere. So generally what happens is actually that we would, or I think, no, not I think, I'm fairly certain that we would we would have the building be distributed, have the weight distribution of the building be in such a way that we would actually put the majority of the weight here, where we have put these particular granite, our concrete poles, and obviously we're going to have to grind some more into the ground here, and so as long as the majority of the weight of the building is on this part where we have foundational support, then this cantilever out front actually is fairly stable, even in high wind situations, just because of how heavy and how pre-stressed, etc., it is. And so, you know what? Oh yeah, might as well. You only live once, right? There we go. That's plenty. So now this foundation is drilled into the mountainside, and the idea is if we make that deep enough and heavy enough that no matter how much weight we put on this end of the cantilever, we're not, like, if I were to jump really high, not really high, but really hard up and down, even a whole American can't pull it down, right? And that's kind of the goal of this. I don't know why I felt the need to actually drill those. I have no idea why I felt the need to actually drill those holes. But here we are. So that's the foundation of a future. Oh my god, we're at 16 minutes. Well, 14 minutes. The foundations of a future tech execs countryside retreat. So now how do they get up here? excellent question from 5 minutes ago. No, I don't like this. He's a tech exec. He doesn't need health and safety to tell him what to do, or she. Instead, what we're gonna do is our exec will essentially just have a helipad, and that's generally how they do things. We're gonna, let's see. Five from the center. This is the center. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Is that enough? Yeah. Okay. Obviously I did that exactly not how I was supposed to do. It's supposed to be H. It's supposed to be a big H. So it's supposed to go all the way over here. Oops. That's not how that works. There we go, helipad. Big H for tech exec to come home and rest after a busy day of fucking his dog. Please pretend I didn't say that. Anyway, we're good, we're good. And so we want to make a circle behind it, and the key to circles is that the apex of the circle is always the smoothest. And if I did this correctly, oops, if I did this correctly, that should be a fairly decent approximation of a circle. Actually, I wonder if it makes more sense to look at it like that. Yeah, okay. So then we'll do 5 and okay. So 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh yeah, I should actually talk about tech executives. And as I guess regular listeners will be very well aware of. Oh no, that's not the right one. I'm not a fan of the way. Actually, okay. Let me preempt this by saying I actually don't mind tech execs. I think they're human just like the rest of us. What I do not like is the fact that they make the market more inefficient, right? So if we were to go to my go-to example of our boy our boy Elon. I mean, what am I gonna say? Like, oh, that is pretty. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay. Like literally his entire existence is this. Oh, that is beautiful. His entire existence is a disruption to the free market, and that's genuinely a thing, right? Because first we do Signo technology. Oh, I should mention this is today's what, January 13th 2020, because it's important for a variety of reasons. Because first he distorts the cash value of, not the cash value, the what do we call it, the market value. There we go. Oh my god, I shouldn't drink so much in the future. It distorts the market value of companies that shouldn't even be on the market, right? Like Signo Technologies, which is not, as our boy Elon has forgot to mention, is not Signal, the app that makes privacy. Oh, that is beautiful. That is not the app that makes privacy decisions. So, and what was it just today? Either today or yesterday, I can't remember now. That more egregious example is actually that of Bandai Namco, where where our boy tweeted a Idolmaster meme and then just like completely ruined, completely made inefficient the market. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Market efficiency. That's right. That's the word I was looking for. And completely made inefficient that entire stock because, oh, that is beautiful. Because of that tweet about. I actually don't know. I haven't actually seen the tweet. Oh, that's cute. But we're gonna use a lantern for that, I think. No, maybe a campfire. Campfire will be cute. Yeah, a campfire just. Excuse me. Well, I guess we could pretend it's a hot spring. No, not a campfire then. Let's put a lantern. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Ray tracing. Anyway, so on the topic of our boy Elon, we're at 23 minutes. This was actually fun. We might do this again. So I'm just gonna save right. Oh, let's pretend we didn't see that. I'm gonna save right here and say goodnight. In conclusion, don't drink and drive, and don't drink and download Google Chrome. Download Firefox instead. Have a good evening.